Yeah, it's something different. I think, there's always a new lens of creativity to launch the season, and excited that we're not too far away from the start of the Big Bash. I think first and foremost, the WBBL really set the standard from 9 years ago in terms of where we wanted to take the women's game in terms of professionalism and having a really strong commercially viable competition. And I think, as an Australian cricketer, we're all really, really proud of that. And the fact that it has just produced so many exciting moments across the last 8 years, and the fact that we've been able to also attract the best players in the world for a long period of time to come out and play, and probably even more importantly what it's done to our domestic talent and just how much the game has gone forward as a result of this competition. So it's a really special time of year. I think it's a really challenging time of year. It's easily the hardest competition I've ever played in because of the fact that you play every team twice across 14 rounds, and then there's a final series now. So it's just a great time. It's definitely had an impact on squads, obviously. I think if you look across the board now, there's such an even spread of the best talent in the competition, and it's really hard to pick a front-running team, on paper at least. Some of the movement and players that have come into the comp has really evened things up. Yeah, I think it is really exciting. It's probably a return in a way to the early period of the WBBL where we played alongside the men's competition. There was probably some exposure to those stadiums, but now sort of down the track with the stadiums being used exclusively for the WBBL and fixtures there, it's a really nice shift, and I think there's a lot of effort and energy being put in by all the clubs and Cricket Australia to make sure that those events and fixtures are really successful in terms of large crowds, and I think that's great exposure for all the players involved, certainly. Meg is obviously a huge inclusion in any game of cricket that she's available for, so that's awesome. And then I think just the history and rivalry we have with the Stars, it's great to kick off the competition at North Sydney Oval, which has been a special venue for the WBBL for many years. So it's a really big fixture to start off, and I think hopefully from a Sixers point of view we start off on the right note. I've bowled a couple of times now towards the back end of the West Indies tour at training, and that's gone really well. So touch wood, in the next couple of weeks, so I'll be back bowling in matches.